it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Lawn Fawn's Veggie Happy and Garden Before and Afters. So I've stamped those images on Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth Premium White cardstock with Lawn Fawn Crunchy Leaf ink. And I'm going to be coloring with my Copic markers to match some pattern paper from the Lawn Fawn What's Sewing On 6x6 pad. So I'll take out the sheet that I want to use as my color inspiration and tuck that under my cardstock panel. I'm going to start with my mice, and I decided to do gray mice today to match the background of that pattern paper. And I pulled out N0, N1, and N3. So I'm starting with the N3 and just laying in a little bit of shadow on their faces and ears, on the back of their bodies and the underside of their arms. I'll add some to the hindquarters of the little girl mouse, and then I'll start blending out with that N1 and just pulling that color forward, making sure to catch the edge of the previous shade so that I get a nice smooth blend. I am still sticking fairly close to the outside edges so that I have plenty of room for that highlight shade, which is going to be the N0. I'm going to start filling that in, and I will leave a little white area on the muzzle of the mice around their nose and mouth. But I just want to stick to softer shades since I did stamp these in that crunchy leaf ink. It does lend the images a little bit more of a storybook feel, and it really makes me want to lean into pastel tones, and those really go well with the pattern paper. I am going to add just a tiny touch of pink to their noses and their cheeks, and color in the insides of their ears. There's no pink in that pattern paper, but I wanted to just have that look a little bit more natural, so I decided to stick with that rather than going toward the more peachy shades that we'll be using later on. But for now, I'm going to move on to some brown tones. I'm using E40, E41, and E42, and I will do the handle of the rake. I decided that that wasn't quite dark enough, so I am going to add in just a touch of the E44 and blend that back out with the E42. I'll also add some of that E44 to the dirt. I'm coloring carefully with that because it is a little bit of a darker shade, and if I were to use only that over the brown lines, they would hide them. So I'm making sure to smooth out that E44 with the E42 and then the E41, and really avoid those drawn lines that give that dirt pile a little bit of texture so that you're still able to see them. Then I'm going to also use those shades for the little girl mouse's hat. I'm going to add a little E44 to the underside of the brim to cast that in a little bit of shadow, also to the back of the hat and the side right next to that flower where that would be casting a shadow. And then I'll start blending that out with the E42 and then the E41. And my E41 did start to leak a little bit, so I just pulled off the other cap to equalize the pressure in the barrel. That stopped it, and then I was able to finish coloring, and I will go back and fix that in just a little bit, but I'm going to leave it to dry completely. Then I'm going to do my flower pot and flower boxes with the E42 as my darkest, just laying that in on both the left and the right on all three of those items. Then I'll bring in the E41 and start to pull that color in toward the center. And again, I'm going to leave a nice area for that highlight so that I can keep everything really soft. And then I'll bring in that E40 and just pull that in toward the center before filling the center in so that everything is nicely blended. Then I'm going to bring in my greens, and I'm going to use YG41 and YG45, just the two shades because those are the only shades I have in that family, but I really like how this combination works together, and I think it matches really well with the greens in the pattern paper. So I'm just taking that YG45 and adding that to the base of each leaf right up next to the stem. I also added it to the bottom of the stem of the larger flower. It's not a sunflower. I almost said sunflower, but it can be if you want it to be, but it's not going to be on my card. I also colored in the base of the rake, and now I'm coming in with that YG41 and just blending out that YG45, pulling that toward the ends and filling in any remaining space there. I'll do the handle of the little spade as well. And then I also decided to do my little bag of soil in this green combo. I am going to be a little bit more heavy-handed with the YG45 on this one just to make it a little bit darker so that it's not the exact same tone as the leaves. So just laying that in, and then I'm going to start blending that out with the YG41. And I did do a second layer on that as well, just to smooth out the blend a bit and increase that saturation. And now that brown marker down on the little girl mouse's hat has had enough time to dry, so I can come back in with my colorless blender and just fix that. I'll also go back to my E40 and just add a little shading to the soil label. And then I'm going to switch to BV00, BV01, and BV02. And I'm going to do the overalls on my little boy mouse and the apron on my little girl mouse. So I'm starting with the BV02 for those, just laying in some shadow. And then I'll come in with the BV01 and start to blend that out. And again, still leave lots of room for the highlight, which is going to be the BV00, although I did decide partway through coloring this little guy that I wanted to go even softer, so I left some white space, and I'm going to fill that in with the BV quadruple 0. And I really like how that looked. So that shade is represented in that pattern paper with the really thin little sprigs of like a lavender looking flower. It might be a little bit hard to see on screen, but it's definitely represented in that pattern paper, and I really love these kind of periwinkle / indigo shades, so I wanted to bring that out and emphasize it with the coloring. So I'm also going to color in the smallest flowers in the little flower box. And then I did go back and use that N1 to fill in my boy mouse's feet because I had forgotten to color those. Then I'm going to move on to my peach tones, and I'm going to use R00, R01, and R02. And I'm going to do the petals of my main large flower. And the smiley face is separate. I stamped that on there just because I liked the look of it, but you can also leave it off if you prefer. And then I'll also do the largest flower in each of those long flower boxes. So I laid in the R02 first, and then I'm going to blend out with the R01. For these two smaller flowers, it's just going to be those two shades, but for the larger one, I will add in the R00 on the edges of the petals. I also use the R01 and R00 to color in the little inchworm, and then I'll come back in and add some detail to that using the R02 to color in every other little segment, which is just really sweet. It always reminds me of Slimy from Sesame Street, which was Oscar the Grouch's little friend. Then I'm going to bring in B000 and B01 to do the flowers on the ends of the flower boxes. And I'm just adding a little B01, and then I'm going to blend that out with the B000. And I also did the tiny flower in the girl mouse's hat. And just the two shades because it was pretty thin little petals there, so I felt like 2 was plenty. And I will also color in that little section that is holding the handle onto the spade. Then I'm going to pull in some yellows from that pattern paper. I'm using Y000, Y11, and Y13 For the largest flowers, I'm going to use that Y13 as the darkest. And then for the other flowers, I'm just going to fill them in with the Y11. I blended out the large flowers with the Y11 and then filled in with the Y000. And then I did want to go back in and add some rosy cheeks to my large flower. I just thought that would look really sweet. And I even added a tiny rosy cheek to the little worm with R00 and R21. And then I'm going to trim these images out with their matching dies. For my background, I've got a panel of Bristol Smooth Surface cardstock, and I'm going to do a simple watercolor background using some Distress Oxide inks. For the sky, I'm going to be using Broken China, so I just press that onto an acrylic block, and then I'm mixing that up with a little bit of water, and then I'm going to paint that on the top 2/3 of this panel. And I want there to be some areas that are darker and some areas that are lighter. So there will be places where I add a little bit more ink and places where I add a little extra water, just so that we get some different interest there. I'll also dot some of that color in there and just that kind of soften into the wet background. And then for the grass, I'm going to bring in Cracked Pistachio. I want that to kind of blend into the Broken China so that it's not two separate areas, but they meld a little bit better together. So I'll make sure to overlap those and make it a little bit darker in the area where it overlaps, and then just get a little bit softer as I get towards the bottom of the panel. And I will leave a little white outline on the edges and then set that aside to dry. Then I'll pop an extra strip of cardstock in my MISTI, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment again in the same crunchy leaf ink that I used for my images. And I accidentally had half of the phrase upside down. So I'm going to flip that cardstock over to the reverse side and fix the part of my sentiment that was upside down, and then I will re-stamp that once again. So this says, "Hope your day blooms with happiness." I'm going to stamp that down twice to make sure it's nice and bold, and then I will add a little extra ink to the first half of happiness because I felt like that wasn't quite as dark. And then I'll set that aside to dry. I'm going to pop my card base in my MISTI. I'm using Lawn Fawn Speckled Eggshell cardstock. And I'm going to stamp another little mouse and the dirt pile with a plant growing out of it and a tiny sentiment that says, "You grow, girl," because I think this card could be for many different purposes, so I want plenty of room to write a message to the recipient and kind of personalize that. I went back to my pattern paper and originally pulled out a gray design to go with the floral that I had used as my inspiration. But the more I looked at it, the more it didn't look very springy to me. I just felt like it was too much gray on top of each other. So I decided to switch out the gray stitched background for a blue stitched background. So I'm going to put the gray stitched one back and use the blue with the original floral design. And I needed more than just the scrap I originally had, so I pulled out another full sheet. I trimmed that down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the size of my A2 standard size card. And I'm going to glue that to a piece of white cardstock just to give it a little bit more stability, because I want to cut this down and then pop it up on my card front. So next I'm going to take that background piece and grab a pencil and just mark where I want to trim that pattern paper down. So I'll make a little tick mark up at the top and another tick mark down at the bottom, and then double check that that is correct, and then I will trim that down with my paper trimmer. So now I'm going to take that background piece and I'm going to glue that flat to my card front. And again, before I press that down firmly, I'm just double checking that I have my spacing correct. And then I'm going to take the top panel, which I have popped up with some Scotch 3M foam tape, And I'll peel off those release papers, line that up with the top 2 corners, and press that down into place. Then I'll take the bottom panel and repeat that same process, just lining that up with the bottom 2 corners, making sure it's on there straight, and then pressing that down into place. Then the blue pieces I trimmed down with the Lawn Fawn stitched scalloped borders, and I made one a little bit shorter and one a little bit taller. So the shorter one is going to go at the top of the panel, and the larger one is going to go at the bottom edge of the panel. So I'm just lining that up with the cut edge. And then I will grab my sentiment, and I trimmed that down with the smallest of the everyday sentiment banners, and I will just add a little bit of glue to the back of that and add that to the bottom panel. Then I'll bring in my images, and I'm going to start with the 2 flower boxes and the large flower in the pot, and just make sure that I have those where I want them spatially, and then I'll start gluing those down. So I'll have one over on the right, another of the long flower boxes on the left, and then the large flower in the pot is going to go in the center between those. So I just want to get those all adhered down so that I can make any adjustments while that glue is still wet, because it does dry really quickly. So just double checking and triple checking until I have everything right where I want it. And then the mice and the dirt pile and the head of the little worm I have popped up on foam tape. So I'm just adding that little bag of soil to use as a placeholder while I pop my little boy mouse down into place. And then I am going to glue that bag of soil flat to the card, just so we have levels of dimension. The mouse being popped up brings him out in front, and then the soil being in front of the flower box makes the flower box pushed even further back. So it almost gives 3 levels of dimension on the little scene there. And then I'm going to add the little girl mouse and the dirt pile and that little tiny mouse kind of crawling out of the dirt pile. And then I'll add the little spade over on the right hand side flat to the card to balance out the bag of soil. Now I was looking at this card and I just felt like it needed a little extra something. So I stamped and colored 2 butterflies from Butterfly Kisses, and I just colored those with my palest E40 shades. And I'm going to pop those up in the sky just to fill in some of that blank space above the flower boxes. I thought about adding some Stardust stickles, but ultimately decided not to. I was just afraid that it would cover up too much of that really delicate coloring. So there is an up-close look at the finished card and another peek at the inside. I absolutely love how this one turned out, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it too. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I post new videos. The products I used will be listed and linked in the description bar below the video in case you'd like to pick up anything for yourself. And if you'd like to keep watching, here are 2 extra videos that I thought might also interest you. You can click on either one to keep watching. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye-bye.